Hello friends, welcome to TMXing Adventures. Lisa here. I am back from Fiji from a lovely 4 days with Thermomix, and it's Friday, so I thought I'd jump online and show you what I'm making for dinner. I am a little husky in the voice. There was quite a few late party evenings where even just having a basic conversation, you were talking over quite loud music, no matter where you sat. And so lots of talking and chatting and laughter and fun. And so anyway, so the voice is a bit husky. Hopefully it'll hold out for this video today. So I'm going to make Ossobuco today, and I'm just making the actual meat segment of this recipe. I really don't feel like risotto tonight. We're going to put this with some roast veggies, I think is the plan. Actually, I bought in some yummy things. I will actually have done a little video, which I'll put on the end for those of you who are following along on YouTube. So if you are watching the replay on YouTube tonight, you'll see I came home and I went for a little wander through the garden this morning when the sun was out and beautiful, and just seeing what had happened over the last 4 and a bit days. So you'll see me pick some of the things I'm going to use for the dinner tonight as well. So I do love the latest update. Lets us start halfway through a recipe. So I can go down to my preparation, and I don't want to do the gremolata. I want to just come straight to the meat. By the way, if you're watching on, do say hi. If you're watching on, please take the time to share these videos with somebody who has a Thermomix and who needs to get more out of their Thermomix. There is so much our Thermomix can do. You know, like new recipes that I share with you all the time. I've never made before. I've never made this. So share these videos, because chances are they've never made it either. And maybe they've got, like I do, a whole lot of this stuff frozen in the freezer from a very long time ago, and it's time to get it used up. Okay, so I've literally dug in the freezer today to go, what should I make for dinner? What can I clean out of the freezer? So here we are. So 20 grams of oil to start off with. Now I have actually done part of this recipe already. Actually, hubby has. After it was defrosted, I said, could you please go sear it on the barbecue? So the meat gets seared. Now, Ossobuco, if you've never cooked with it before, and it's been a long time since I have, because generally we will buy our portion of a cow and it comes vacuum sealed in like packs of 2, but a pack of 2 is not enough for 6 of us. So I wait till we've got a few stored out. That's what I mean, it's been a long time, and use it then. So he seared it off for me in the barbecue, but it's actually a tough meat. So it's one that has to be somewhat slow cooked. So otherwise it's just tough. So brown onion cut into quarters. Now this is actually a TM6, TM7 specific recipe. If you've got a TM31 or a TM5, I'm going to cover how to do that as well. Okay, there's some brown onion. I'm a little short, that's okay. Celery stalks. If you don't know, I freeze my celery. So when I make veggie stock, I buy a stalk of celery, or not a stalk, but like the whole leaves and everything. I take the leaves, I use them in my veggie stock, and then I freeze the rest, and I'll either use this for the next batch of veggie stock, or I'll use it when a recipe calls for celery, so I don't actually have to go specifically buy celery. Hello Raylene, lovely to see you on today. Is it cold where you are? Because Fiji was stunning. I did not require any sleeves, no jumpers, and I've come home and on with the jumper. I'm like, oh, bring on warmer weather. So I've gone a little over, so it's not doing the self, removal of ingredients. Now, I do not have carrots and I haven't shopped, and I actually don't think I'm going to shop next week. I'll push the shopping out. And for those of you who are wondering about the whole, oh, Lisa, why don't you just duck down the shops? And I can. We do have a Woolworths down the road, but I actually do it to kind of be a bit more mindful of the money we spend. Because often, and it's probably just me, maybe it's just me, but you duck into the shops to grab an ingredient, right? Oh, go away, fly. You duck into the shops to grab a bag of carrots, and you walk out with a bag of carrots and some milk and some discounted meat and some cream cheese just in case and some more flour, and next thing you know, you've spent like $100 and something and you just came in for carrots. So I push our shopping back as far as I can, at least fortnightly, if not a bit further back, so that I don't do that incidental stuff. Oh, it's cold in Adelaide today too. Oh, summer's hopefully going to be here soon. This is a little heavier than the 100 grams, but that's okay. I was a little less on the brown onion, and it'll all even out in the wash. Now it's going to saute that off. I didn't even look at how big that capsicum was, but it'll just do. So it's got a 12-minute saute, 160 degrees, which is our high heat function. So if you're on a TM6, that's this recipe, I'm assuming, is available for you. It should be. If not, let me know and I'll tell you how to do it, but I think it is. For a TM31 or a TM5, I would do 15 minutes of aroma. Now you're going to get a slightly different outcome. It's not going to be quite as fry pan style, but in the scheme of things, you are hands-free cooking. You are not having to stand at a fry pan and try not to burn your onions and your capsicum and whatever else is in there, right? And that's what it's about with the Thermomix. It's giving you the hands-free cook time, which is so important. You know, like life is too busy to be standing in the kitchen staring at a stovetop. But exciting news is from Fiji. Earn 4 has started, which is really super cool. So you can actually join up as a consultant regardless of where you are in Australia. And every sale, you get 4 sales and you get your Thermomix for free. But even just the first sale takes $650 off the price of the TM7. So a really great way to get a TM7 on the bench. If you are remotely interested and that sparks your interest at all, just let me know. I'll send you more details about that so you can decide if that's something that's right for you. But it's such a great opportunity. It was so incredibly spoiling in Fiji. I'm forever grateful for you guys for supporting me and turning up, and for Thermomix for giving me this opportunity. Like, it totally has changed the trajectory of our family. You know, I was a school teacher and I was going to put my kids in school and be able and, you know, go back to work in the school and all that sort of stuff. And here I am instead teaching people how to use their Thermomix and get the very most out of it. And I love it. And as well as that, I get to homeschool my boys. We've got to travel in the caravan. Like, there's so much freedom and flexibility that has come through this journey. So I would highly recommend that if you've ever had that inkling, or especially if you're somebody who talks about your Thermomix a lot, you know, you rave about it to people, consider joining. You know, let me know. I'd love to be the one who inspires you. You may not be able to land actually in my team, but the thing is, I will look after you still. I will love on you regardless of where you are. And you probably don't want to do an online business where you show up online and cook and inspire this way. You might just want to have a best friend over and make lunch with them and show them what the Thermomix does in your life and talk about that, or your mum or your sister or your brother, or, you know, like, it doesn't have to be the way I do it. Okay. So that was super exciting. We also learned about the fact that Thermomix is in Australia is positioning themselves. I should say, when I say Australia, my New Zealand friends, it's you as well, but I cannot sell to you in New Zealand. So it's Thermomix Australia and New Zealand. Okay. So when I say Australia, that's what I mean. But I can't sell over the water to you. But they're positioning themselves to be the best, most attractive direct sales business in the world, which is so incredibly exciting to be a part of. They are genuinely working towards making things that way so that people can make this a full-time job if they want it to be a full-time job. It can still be a hobby for some who just want it to be, you know, that just want to show mum and my friend and my sister kind of style stuff. And so it's really exciting to hear all the things that are coming, the new things to the mix shop, new magazine launches in the future, incentives and things like that. So it's really lovely to see that bigger picture starting to take shape and be part of that journey. So yeah, if you're interested, let me know. I'd love to help you. I'd love to support you, help you get set up and see where it takes you. You don't have to stay. It might just be a little while, might just be to discount your Thermomix, which is perfectly fine as well. But with 8 minutes to go, I will love you and leave you today. And I'm going to do the rest on YouTube tonight. So do check that out. I do appreciate those of you who take the time in the evenings to go see the second part on YouTube. So thank you to those of you who do head over there. Thank you for sharing these videos. I know I say it. I know I say, please share these videos. And it does mean the world to me when people reach out and be like, oh my goodness, my sister sent me your way and I love watching your videos and I'm inspired to make this. Like I do, it fills my cup to know that. So yeah, please don't be a stranger. Now, I forgot to show you, and I'm going to show you. By the way, if you didn't know, I never script these, okay? Once I did it when my sister had her baby, and I was living in with her for a few weeks to help her, and I did some cooking in her kitchen. She thought I wrote all my scripts down of what to say, and she's like, oh my gosh, did you just say that? I don't, okay? So, and I rarely remember what I've actually said or not said. That's one really bad trait I have. People often say to me, say that again, and I'm like, I don't know what I said. Anyone else do that? Just me. So I do apologize when I go off on little squirrel holes and tangents, but hubby cooked them off on the barbecue. So these are what they look like at this point. They are not cooked, okay? They are seared. They're just sealed in. And what that does is that it releases the flavor. Now, it said to do it in a pan with some oil and stuff. He just put it on the barbecue hot plate and just for a little while either side and then in there. I'm going to single layer them out between 2 dishes. That's a lot. As I said, I was using up the freezer stuff. This beautiful sauce is what goes over it, and then it goes in the oven, and it's going to cook for 2 hours. I think it's like 1 hour 45. Okay, and then when it's done, you'll get to see the final picture tonight, and you'll have to check that out on YouTube as well, because I just don't have the time to upload everything on Facebook all the time as well. So you know that's where you can find the final pictures of the products we cook online as well. But if you do have anything you ever want me to deep dive into, recipe-wise, skills, techniques, those sorts of things, Thermomix stuff, just let me know. I love hearing from you, and I love your suggestions. So don't ever, if you go, oh, Lisa, I wish you'd do, let me know. Okay, but otherwise, have a fantastic weekend. I will be back over the weekend with more videos on YouTube, but I'll certainly be back Monday with some live videos here on Facebook to inspire you to hopefully use your Thermomixes in ways that maybe seemed all too hard or you'd never considered. And as I said, if you do have questions, reach out. If you want to get a TM7 on the bench, I would love to help you do so. Really exciting to have that opportunity to be able to get one. But at the moment, it's still October, which is really cool as well. We haven't shifted quite yet to Christmas deliveries. So yeah, get in before we do flick over to the next batch of Thermomixes arriving. But otherwise, have a great day, guys. Take care in all you do, and I will see you on YouTube soon. Bye for now. Okay, welcome back. It's just finished. My house, my kitchen smells so good right now. Let me just wipe that off. Just beautiful smell. So good. Let's go next. We're going to add 250 grams of water. Just wondering if I should give that a quick chop first. Just scroll down and see. Yeah, there's no chops that I can see. Let me just check. Okay, no, there's no chops. I think the kids are not going to love that texture in there. So we're going to do a little chop on it. Okay, so let's come here. So you don't have to completely stick straight to a guided recipe. You can edit it and change it, which is so cool. So I'm just going to jump out here. I'm going to go to my manual mode. I'm going to say, hey, I want to chop this on speed 7. It's a good chopping speed. And I'm just going to chop it till it sounds right. I reckon it's going to take maybe 4 seconds. Maybe 3 seconds. You sometimes just have to listen. And also it depends how hot it is as to how fast it takes off, like the speed. Aha, now we're talking. They will like that. That's better. Otherwise we'll have had complaints. So nothing worse than making amazing food only for people to complain about it. So let's keep going. All right, some water. 250 grams of water. In this goes. Oh, let's tear the scales. Do it again. I'm going to stop at 200 because I did put a little bit in already before the scales came up. See if it'll tick it off. There we go. Some white wine. Now, if you want to skip the white wine because you don't do wine, you don't have it in the house, just put extra water in. The veggie stock is what is quite vital to giving you a good flavor in this recipe. So don't, the wine's not here nor there. If I had a red on hand, I'd probably use a leftover red. So don't get stuck on that. Is it going to taste different to what's intended? Yes. Is it going to be amazing? Yes. So don't stress. Okay, 1 can, 400 grams. I'm going to bring up my scales because I've got an 800 gram can here to use. And I want half of that in. Now, a little trick. Is this yeah, okay. To stop it splattering, put something down and actually go onto the thing. So it actually stops that bounce back. I learnt a while ago and I forget to show you and tell you. So here I am doing that now. So yes, pour onto a spoon or a spatula to stop that. Okay, some beef stock paste. So we don't do beef, you know that, but we do veggie stock. We do beef, like we eat beef, but I don't make the stock paste. 2 teaspoons. Okay, yeah. So it's not going for a massive amount, which that seems to me a little on the low side, but just going to double dip a spoon. I just grab another spoon. Don't double dip into your stock. It encourages mold to grow on it. And you'll know when it's not right. But yes, because I dipped it in the water and then I put it back in, that was a terrible move. Probably why I usually would reach for a dessert spoon, so I can just approximate 2 teaspoons. I did 2 generous teaspoons. So my general rule of thumb is if it is going into a family size, so a 4 to 6 serve main meal, I put a tablespoon in. So they're asking for half a tablespoon. So I went a little bit more. What I did do though is I didn't put what I would normally put the tablespoon in, but I did look and kind of go, okay, tomato paste by nature is salty. So it's going to partly be why they're not putting as much in, because otherwise that's what will make it go salty. So 50 grams of veggie stock. And this goes. Oh, okay, 60 it is. That'll be fine. And then some thyme. I don't have fresh thyme at the moment. Well, the kids tell me I don't. I need to go investigate. So 3 sprigs. So we'll go for a generous amount of thyme. Unless you don't like thyme, then don't go quite so generous. But I reckon you could play with this. You could put oregano in. You could put tarragon. You could put whatever you've got. If you've got Italian herbs, put Italian herbs in, okay? I reckon it'd be gorgeous. Okay, we're going to cook 10 minutes, 100 degrees, speed 2. And it says, meanwhile, do the following steps. Now, the following steps is literally just to preheat your oven. And then you're going to fry off your meat, which I've already done. Well, actually, hubby did that. Okay, so then once it's done, we're going to put this mix over and get it in the oven. So I'll be back in 10 minutes time. We'll put the mix over and we'll get it in the oven to finish up this dish. So I'll see you shortly. Okay, welcome back again. So we've done that, preheat our oven, that's on. And then, as I said, this is the whole sear them, okay, either side. Then carefully pour the tomato and vegetable mixture over. Cover with the lid and bake for 1.5 to 2 hours. Now, I'm going to put foil over mine because I simply don't have a cast iron Dutch oven that's large enough with a lid to do it all. Okay, these ones don't have a lid. So 1.5 to 2 hours until the meat is tender. I will just leave it in until dinner time, which is actually a bit longer than that, but it'll be okay. After that, it just starts getting more and more juicy and full off the bone. And then it says when 20 minutes remains to make the risotto, which, as I said, I'm not going to worry about. I just want to make the meat part. So let's have a look at this and let's split it between the 2 dishes. It's still boiling away in there. You can see it bubbling in a way. So it's beautiful, rich tomato sauce. Probably made even more richer with the fact that I added the carrot rather than sorry, I added the capsicum rather than the carrot. I need to pour it onto my spatula again. Stop the splatter. You can see it splattering up the sides, onto the wall, all the places. So I'm looking at about half of this in each dish. Okay, and that goes, making sure it's down the sides. I'm just going to scrape down the sides. A little hot tip, if you get some paper towel or scrape off the sides, you don't get those really stuck bits to the side, which are so annoying to clean off. Okay, this one, so I've got 8 bits here, but there's 2 teeny tiny size bits. I'm just putting it here so you can see it. It's a bit far back otherwise. There we go. And I love the fact that the bowl has a little bit of browning on it from that first step of browning mode, but look at that. I'd happily cook on that again. Who needs to wash it out? So spreading this around. Foil over the top because these don't have lids, and in the oven for 2 hours or whenever I get to them. So hope this inspires you to give it a go. I hope if you ever find yourself being able to get these cuts of meat, they used to be a generally cheaper cut of meat. However, with more recent years, the popularity of them has grown, and obviously then the pricing's gone up a little bit too. But yeah, this is how you do it. This is how we use our Thermomix to make amazing food easily and simply stress-free in our kitchen. So I hope you've enjoyed. If you need help with your Thermomix, reach out. I do love to hear from you, but otherwise take care, and I will see you in the next video soon. And hope you can see the photo, at the beginning and the end to see what this looks like. But take care, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now. Hello friends, Lisa here, Thermomixing Adventures. I am down in the veggie patch and I am back from Fiji with my cup, and I thought I'd take you for a walk in the garden. It's been like 5 days, 6 days since I've been down here. It was a bit hectic before I went away. I'll tell you why in a second, but I'll spin around and then we're going to go do some cooking in the kitchen later. But I had the most amazing time in Fiji. The people there are beautiful. If you've ever, considered going to Fiji, it was never on my list, but I would go back. They're just gorgeous people and it is just beautiful. I come home to a little bit chillier than I'd like. My pool is still cold here, whereas we were swimming and it was just beautiful over there. Anyway, let's see what's happened in the veggie patch while I've been away, and I can't wait to cook with you soon. So let's spin around. Alrighty, so the kids beat me to it this morning, so they've actually been down here already and picked some things already, but let's go for a wander and see what's happening, because I'm excited to see. I don't actually know what's been going on. Interestingly, the day before I went away, the bees, which you can kind of see through the mulberry tree, you can see the mulberry trees gotten a bit big there, but they're through there. Saturday or Sunday when I was packing, one of those hives decided to kind of start to swarm, and so we had to madly rush and get them split and rob the honey, and yeah, it was crazy, but it was good. We've got now a whole lot of honey upstairs I need to do something about now. So this is the end of, I guess, our winter garden. Next week's supposed to be getting warm, thank goodness. So we've still got the onions that are looking beautiful, some brassicas. I don't know if they're going to have enough time. They may just bolt, but anyway, here's what it is. Some more onions that are looking stunning with our leftover strawberries that got just left between. We're about to turn over the gardens, really. This is, end of our season. So we've been picking, thankfully, a whole lot of tomatoes. If you don't grow your own tomatoes, even cherry tomatoes, I would really encourage you to. It's such a great thing not to buy, and the price of tomatoes, like sometimes they're $8.99 a kilo and stuff. It's just crazy. So chuck one in the ground, chuck it in a pot, and just leave it. I tend to pick mine when they're blushing like this and sit it on the bench. It will ripen beautifully, and once you've actually grown your own and you've tasted them, it's really hard to buy them because they're picked green, and so they just don't have the flavour. Some purple onions still coming along nicely. Some beautiful flowers. Let's see what we got left of cauliflowers. We've been cooking up madly. Oh, that one's coming along nicely. Some of these, just because we've had such warm days until today anyway, some of these have been bolting early, and we still use them. I cook, what do I do with them? Look at this. See how it's kind of gone to flower already? Even though it's a little, but I will pick that probably later today. I'm going to get rid of that snail though. See the snail down there? Goodbye, Mr. Snail. I steam them and then I use them and make it like a cauliflower bake. So kind of like a potato bake, but cauliflower. So it's really yummy. Kids like it roasted too. Look at that little cute one. So, and then the leftover greens, that one hasn't been chucked yet to the chickens, but they'll go to the chickens. Leftover lettuce, you might remember the abundance of lettuce that we had. Oh my goodness, okay, this needs to be picked. But I've come down today. This will be summer dinner tonight. We're having slow cooked, how do you say it? Ossobuco, is that how you say it? I'll need to grab a knife in a second to get that. I'm going to put the basket down here so I remember to come back, because I have a terrible habit. By the way, the kids went into the eggs before. We've got some beautiful green eggs in there, some mulberries. They picked the first asparagus of the season by the looks of it. They came down before me. Strawberry, I'm going to eat that. And some cherry tomatoes. Sorry, but this will remind me to come back. I have a terrible habit of forgetting otherwise. Blueberries. I need to trim these ones back, actually. They're probably overdue. We fixed the other ones, but we didn't come over this side. So anyway, on the to-dos. The never-ending list of to-dos. We dug our first lot of potatoes on the weekend before we went away. So that was cool. These ones over here. Potatoes is another thing that if you've got a spot, I really encourage you, get seed potatoes. It's now coming onto the wrong end of the season, unfortunately, but like they grow with neglect, which is how things need to grow at my house. So these ones here are just about ready. So see how they're dying back? When this goes all brown, that means we dig it up. So these ones here, this whole section here, we'll get kilos and kilos and kilos out of this, which will do us well. Kids love potato.
So that is nice. Let's come over here. These are the blueberries we trimmed back the other week. I'm not sure what the kids have put on the garden here, but anyway. So these are the ones we trimmed back, and you see got their beautiful little bell flowers on. So we got some. Oh, we need to pick some capsicum. So got some capsicum that's ready down here. Oh, that one's had a bug in it. We'll see if we can get some off that. Am I strong enough to pull them off? Yeah. Except I think I just broke the plant too. Use scissors, people. Don't break them with your hands. Otherwise you take half a plant. But that's alright. It will grow back. So yes, red capsicums. Might roast up some of those or dehydrate them. Put them in some oil. Yeah, I'm going to need scissors. Otherwise I'm going to end up with no plant left. Just need to remember to come back for that. Beetroots are doing really well. So yeah, and then the snow peas are taking off, which is super cool as well. We've got flowers on, which is lovely. You can see the little flowers up here. So we'll be very shortly picking those beautiful snow peas, which will be lovely to have. So there you go. That's our wander through the garden today. Oh my goodness, check out that. Oh, sorry. Look at that snow pea over there. Look at that plant. This is the kids' garden. This is Finn's garden and Landon's garden. So look at that. That is crazy. It's attaching to the roof. Mangoes are exciting. Look at that. I'm just going to get some mangoes off them this year. They're about 3 or 4 years old now, so it's time to get stuff off them. And there's a few little yellow tomatoes here I'll pick as well. These are beautiful. I've spoken about these to you guys. You know, the fact that they get marks on them, but they actually don't affect the inside. They're purely on the skin. Fascinating. Anyway, we'll get into the house later. We'll do some cooking together. I hope you're really well. It was a lovely time in Fiji, as I made mention. Like, very restful and beautiful, and so incredibly grateful for your support and the opportunity Thermomix give us. You know, I couldn't do what I do, couldn't show up daily and inspire you, and I couldn't, you know, homeschool my kids and so many things just thanks to your support and, you know, showing up and inspiring, you know, encouraging me so that I can inspire you. So thank you so much. You guys are so incredibly kind in the things you say and the way that yeah, you reach out and say hi and tell me what you're doing and stuff like that. I do love to hear from you. But otherwise, have a great one, and I can't wait to cook with you shortly. See you soon.